When we think of how great ideas spread, we often imagine armies and conquest. But that's not the whole story of Islam. The faith's journey is also one of peaceful exchange, shared ideas, and human connection. Islam often spread not by force, but through the hearts of merchants and the songs of mystics. Millions embraced Islam not because they were forced, but because they were inspired by the conduct of traders or the wisdom of scholars. This lesser-known history is essential for understanding Islam's true impact. We'll explore how Islam traveled quietly, carried by trade winds and acts of kindness. In a divided world, these stories of connection offer valuable lessons. By focusing only on conflict, we miss the deeper story of how ideas truly capture the human imagination. This is a story of persuasion, not coercion, of attraction, not command. Let's set aside tales of war and follow the footsteps of traders, scholars, and pilgrims. From the Silk Road to Southeast Asia, we'll see how Islam became part of local cultures. Simple acts of honesty and compassion proved more powerful than any army. This is the untold story of Islam's peaceful journey, a story that deserves to be heard. Islam began in Mecca, a bustling trade city in the Arabian Peninsula. The Prophet Muhammad's message, one God, justice, and equality, challenged the old order. Early Muslims were a small, persecuted community, struggling for survival, not conquest. They responded to hostility with patience and perseverance, spreading their message through quiet example. The Meccan period established a core Islamic principle: faith cannot be forced, it must be chosen. This experience shaped Islam's values of community, solidarity, and steadfastness. When persecution grew, the Muslims migrated to Medina, marking the start of the Islamic calendar. In Medina, they built a society based on justice and inclusion, even guaranteeing rights for non-Muslims. While later political expansion is well known, the spiritual DNA of Islam was formed in those early peaceful years. The memory of being a small, principled group remained a powerful undercurrent. This spirit would later carry Islam across continents, not by soldiers, but by ordinary people. The faith's core teachings of peace, justice, and compassion proved just as powerful as any army. Islam's quiet current shaped its global journey. Long before Islam, trade routes connected distant worlds. When Islam emerged, Muslim merchants became natural ambassadors of their faith. Their honesty and integrity in business made a lasting impression. In markets from Samarkand to Mombasa, Muslim traders were known for fairness and reliability. Their daily interactions, more than sermons, introduced Islam to new communities. Trade networks became conduits for ideas, as merchants built mosques and schools open to all. Locals saw the rhythm of prayers, acts of charity, and strong community bonds. Over time, rulers and families adopted Islam, often to strengthen trade ties or through marriage. This gradual, peaceful process of cultural and spiritual exchange transformed entire societies. Islam spread not by force, but through honest dealings and shared lives. The mosque in a port city became as vital as the lighthouse, a beacon of faith and community. Commerce and creed traveled hand in hand, weaving Islam into the fabric of daily life. If traders carried Islam along trade routes, Sufis carried it into people's hearts. Sufism, Islam's mystical side, focused on personal experience and divine love. Sufi saints and scholars traveled widely, teaching through poetry, music, and storytelling. They found common ground with local spiritual traditions, enriching rather than erasing them. Their lives of humility, kindness, and service drew people in. Sufi lodges welcomed all, offering food, care, and a sense of peace. Conversion came not through argument but through love and example. In rural areas and among ordinary people, Sufis became healers and guides. Their gentle approach made Islam accessible and deeply rooted in local cultures. The stories of Sufi saints became part of local folklore, remembered for their compassion. Through beauty, joy, and love, Sufis showed that the path to God could be transformative. Islam's peaceful spread is marked by its ability to blend with local cultures. The faith's core beliefs remained, but its expression in art, architecture, and customs became wonderfully diverse. Mosques in China, Mali, and Turkey each reflect local styles, showing Islam's adaptability. This blending extended to daily life. Pre-Islamic traditions were often given new, Islamic meanings. Local stories and ceremonies were retold with Muslim heroes, allowing people to embrace Islam without losing their identity. Islam became another layer in rich cultural histories, not a replacement. This adaptability encouraged peaceful acceptance in many societies. People could be both Javanese and Muslim, Berber and Muslim, Swahili and Muslim. The result is a tapestry of diverse Muslim cultures, each with its own unique color and pattern. Islam's flexibility and universality are its greatest strengths. Islam also spread through the quiet rhythms of family and community life. The way Muslims cared for children, elders, and neighbors was a living sermon. People were often drawn by the visible example of a just and compassionate community. Strong family ties and collective responsibility created a nurturing environment. Marrying into a Muslim family meant joining a wider, supportive community. Beliefs and values were absorbed naturally through daily rituals and celebrations. Community life was built on mutual support and social justice, with charity as a core value. The unity and care within the Muslim community attracted many outsiders. Islam's spread was a grassroots movement, built on countless small acts of kindness and integrity. Profound change often begins with the quiet integrity of ordinary people. Islam's arrival in Southeast Asia, especially Indonesia and Malaysia, is a clear example of peaceful expansion. Indonesia, now the world's largest Muslim-majority nation, saw no major Islamic military conquest. Islam arrived gently, carried by merchants, traders, and Sufi teachers over centuries. Muslim traders earned respect through trust and fairness, leading local rulers to adopt their faith. Conversion spread naturally through social and political alignment, not force. Sufis resonated with local spiritual traditions, blending Islam with existing beliefs and practices. Their inclusive approach made Islam feel familiar and accessible. The result is a vibrant, unique form of Islam deeply woven into local culture. This history challenges the myth that Islam spread only by the sword. Southeast Asia's story shows that gentle, respectful ideas can transform entire societies. When carried by kindness, faith can cross oceans and change the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Your support helps us bring more untold stories to light.